नमस्ते बिटिया, खुश रहिए आप लोग। माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर शिल्पश्री शाह, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर ऑफ ज्योति विद्यापीठ वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी. I am from Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostic. So today we will discuss about a condition called diabetes. So diabetes mellitus is a clinical syndrome characterized by hyperglycemia caused by absolute or relative deficiency of insulin. Okay. So hyperglycemia has many causes, most commonly due to type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Diabetes mellitus is a metabolic disease involving inappropriate elevation of the level of blood glucose. Okay. So diabetes mellitus has several categories. First one, type 1 diabetes mellitus. Okay. Then type 2 diabetes mellitus. Then maturity onset diabetes mellitus. Then gestational diabetes, then neonatal diabetes. Secondary causes may be endocrinopathy, then steroid use, etc. The main subtypes are, as I have told, the type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Okay, so type 1 diabetes is present in children and adolescents, and type 2 diabetes is thought to affect middle-aged people or older adult who have prolonged hyperglycemia or due to poor lifestyle. Okay, due to inactivity, it can be happen. Then etiology. Etiology is cause. So in the islet of Langerhans in the pancreas, there are two main subclasses of endocrine cell. First one is insulin producing beta cell, and then glucagon secreting alpha cell. Okay. So beta and alpha cells are continually changing their levels of hormone secretion based on glucose environment. So without the balance between insulin and glucagon, the glucose level will inappropriately skewed or rise, right? So in this case of diabetes mellitus, insulin is either absent or has the impaired activity. Okay, action will hamper. That is called insulin resistance diabetes, and thus leading to hyperglycemia. So type 1 diabetes, how we will classify the type 1 and type 2 diabetes? Type 1 diabetes is characterized by the destruction of beta cell. Destruction of beta cell in the pancreas, typically secondary to autoimmune destruction of beta cell. The result is absolute destruction of beta cell, and consequently insulin is absent in the body or extremely low. Okay. And in type 2 diabetes mellitus is long-term medical condition in which body does not use the insulin that is produced normally. The body will not use it properly, so resulting in unusual level of blood sugar, right? So what is the function of insulin? It balances the level of glucose, right? Without that, the glucose level will increase, therefore the hyperglycemia will happen. So in case of type 1 diabetes mellitus, the beta cell will destruct, so insulin will not produce. And in type 2 beta cell, the action of beta cell will the body will not take the function of beta cell properly. So it is called insulin resistance diabetes. Then gestational diabetes is essential diabetes that manifests during pregnancy. Okay. Then what are the signs and symptoms? So sign and symptom of hyperglycemia, that high blood sugar is thirst, dry mouth. Then polyuria, that is increased urination. Then nocturia, wake up during night to urinate. Then tiredness, fatigue, lethargy. Okay. Then blurring of vision, weight loss. Okay. Then nausea, headache, hyperphagia, mood change, mood swing, irritability. It can be happen. The general symptom of diabetes are increased hunger, increased thirst, increased urination. These are the most common, most frequent symptoms of diabetes mellitus. Increased hunger, increased thirst, increased urination. Okay, three points we have to remember. Then weight loss will happen, and then as the diabetes can complicate various organs, so blurry vision can occur. Then extremely fatigue, soreness. Okay, that don't heal. Sore will happen, that don't heal. Okay. Then due to the diabetic condition, some complication also will happen. So complication include heart, as I have told now, that due to increased level of blood glucose, the body will affect, the different organ of body will affect. So complication will also occur in different part of the body, like in heart, in eyes, in nerve. Okay. Likewise, the complication include heart disease, heart attack, stroke, then neuropathy, Then nephropathy in kidney, if the diabetes involve the kidneys, and it can be nephropathy. Retinopathy or vision loss if the ocular nerve will hamper. Then hearing loss, okay. And then food damage, and one of the main precaution we have to remember that the diabetic patient will have don't have any sensation. So diabetic foot is the most commonly seen in diabetic patient, okay. What is happened there, if there is any cut or anything happen in any injury happen in the foot or any part of the body, but most commonly we will ask about the foot. Why? Because we will not see the any injury or any if there is any cut in the hand, we can easily see this cut or injury, right? But if this is happening in foot, we will not notice this injury. So we have to understand and about our condition that we have diabetes. So we have to regularly notice different part of the body, mainly the foot. If there is diabetic foot, so we have to treat it properly, as the injury or sore will not heal as a normal process, okay. So food damage such as infection and sores in the foot will not heal, so we have to work on that, right? The skin conditions such as bacterial or fungal infection may be happen. Depression, dementia also can be happen, that is cognitive deficiency, okay. Then we will learn about gestational diabetes. What is gestational diabetes? Diabetes during the pregnancy, right? So uncontrolled gestational diabetes can lead to problem that affect both the mother and the baby, okay. As it is happen during pregnancy, so it can affect the baby in the womb also, right? So what are the complication? Premature birth can happen, right? Then baby's weight may be higher than normal, right? Then increased risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus in baby, increase the chances, okay, the baby will have more prone to develop diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Then jaundice, stillbirth can be happen, okay. Then how we will diagnose this diabetic condition? Then patient can complain of symptoms suggesting diabetes, like we have already told that increased thirst, increased urination, increased hunger, okay. These are the most common symptoms of diabetes. Then we will the doctor will ask for test the urine to diagnose the level of glucose and ketone in the urine, ketonuria, okay. So then measure random or fasting venous blood glucose level test, okay. Fasting plasma glucose, random plasma glucose, okay. These are some tests to diagnose it. Then treatment. In treatment part, first one is treatment with insulin. Insulin is the main treatment of diabetic mellitus, as the body's normal level of insulin will decrease or the body does not function with the insulin, okay, as in type 1 and type 2 diabetes mellitus. So regular blood glucose monitoring should be performed by all patients to adjust their insulin level or insulin dose and detect hypoglycemia, okay. Then daily preprandial or bedtime measurement are usually recommended. Then target blood glucose level are typically 5 to 8 mmol per liter or 90 to 144 mg per dl, okay. Then although target ranges may be lower or higher, this target blood glucose level we have to continue, okay. Then treatment with anti-diabetic drug, okay. Blood glucose monitoring is an optional in many patients with stable type 2 diabetes mellitus. Patient preference usually decides blood glucose monitoring is not most useful in patient taking sulfonylurea, okay. This is risk of hypoglycemia during increment or intercurrent illness, okay. Then blood glucose is usually measured before breakfast. I have already told fasting blood glucose, right? Then physiotherapeutic management. So it is recommended that people with diabetes mellitus thought to have regular aerobic exercise and strength training to reassure positive adaptation in the control of blood glucose concentration, insulin action, muscular strength and exercise tolerance, okay. So in case of diabetes, then also there are some steps to design the protocol of treatment of diabetes. First one, prevention. Okay, prevention, we how to prevent the diabetes, we have to educate the patient, right? We have to tell the patient what is diabetes, about the risk factor, how to manage it, how to prevent to develop diabetes, about we will have to educate the mother about gestational diabetes. Okay, then after prevention, if the patient is if there is any patient who is already developed diabetes, then we will go for different mode of exercise. Okay, in by how that aerobic exercise. Okay, then strength training to ensure positive adaptation in the control of blood glucose concentration. Okay, why it is helpful, as we know that during activity, right, the cell will act more. Okay, if there is increased blood glucose, that will the increased glucose, what is the function of it? It will help to activity. During activity, the glucose will help. It will provide strength. It will provide the capacity to do to act, right? So in the higher blood glucose level during exercise will execute, right? We will it will act to provide strength or provide energy, right? Energy source. It will act as energy source. So the level of blood glucose will remain normal. Okay, will go to normal. So aerobic exercise, strengthening exercise to ensure positive adaptation. Then activity like we will ask to go for walk, running, right, like that. Then exercise helps people to overcome disability by preventing, treating, rehabilitating neuromuscular complication. As we all know that diabetic have different condition also, as it affect different part of body like nerve, kidney, or any part of body, eye, right? So we have to work for that also. So exercise if there is peripheral neuropathy or nephropathy, right, so we will have to work for that also. According to symptoms, we can give different type of exercise, right? If the patient have no neuromuscular control, so we have to work for that, right? Then complication like neuropathy, skin breakdown, foot ulcer, arthritis, joint pain, frozen shoulder, back pain. Frozen shoulder, diabetic patient have more prone to develop frozen shoulder. You have to remember that. Okay, if there is frozen shoulder, we can ask the patient if you have what is the level of blood sugar. Okay, what is the current status of your blood sugar? If you have any you have take any medication for diabetes, or you have anytime you have developed diabetes. Okay, so frozen shoulder, back pain, osteoarthritis associated symptom of diabetes, we have to also treat for that. So if there is osteoarthritis, we have to also work for that. Then if a frozen shoulder, we have to work for that. But at that time, we have to remember that we have to also minimize the condition of diabetes. That is, we have to normalize the glucose level. Okay, so what we have learned today: diabetes, its type, its complication, its risk factors. Okay, its causes and treatment, medical and physiotherapeutic management, right? This is all about diabetes. The question may come as definition of diabetes and its risk factor, cause, management. Okay, separately. Okay, so we have to write it accordingly. Okay, I think this is sufficient, and this is all about today's class. If there is any query, you can ask me in comment section. Thank you. खुश रहिए आप लोग.